every day. If you are a...
I know that calls me his friend, and I... This man! This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. Since 1992, when I encounter you, I don't think this is the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know that calls me his friend, and I said, if Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
You say?
I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
Thank you.
The job people are already angry that this is the worst government.
We have just started.
We must learn a lesson. This man!
You gotta trust man. Hand down. Your eyes will see what your mouth cannot talk.
This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. Since 1992, when I encounter you, I don't think this is the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know that calls me his friend, and I call him my friend, and calls me my son, and I call him my father. This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Asari's meltdown and madness seems to be growing every day. If you are a Buharidin or Buhari Didiri, a Buhari Dinotu or Buhari Dijatu, a Buhari Shuku, an Ngoziari, Nnekari, obedient fool, or a voluntary slave, or sophisticated moron, or humbled slave. Maybe you are just a bad idiot, a bastard. Maybe cyberbarian or Lagos Abobaku, Oshogbo Alimanjiri, a crumb eater, crumb chasers, or ass licker, maybe an all-riser you be, that is having an internal regret because this is not the Bola Tinubu that you thought you knew. In some cases, right, you had the expectation of a druggie, agbero, the jaga bandit, the jaga addict, the aṣíwájú àwọn wèrè, aṣíwájú àwọn agbero. As somebody that somehow in your deluded mind, you believed that you will be drinking the tears of those who use their every resource and all of the resources at their disposal to warn you or even tried to save you from Kolu. And it's been 17 months now. Some of you are regretting in silence. Some of you are regretting in the open. And sometimes you make videos to send to us. Your own regret now primary regret. There are those who invested more than yourself. People like Asari Doku Pig, Asari Doku Dumbu, who went all out and said, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu fail, hold me responsible. Before I start. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu fail, hold me responsible. Now, the whole failure right now is that I didn't know that Asari actually emptied his bank accounts to celebrate Tifnumbu. I don't know what he is expecting. But somehow, Asari want to blame the Yorubas. I know some of you are also blaming Yorubas. Yeah, we have told you many times. Tifnumbu does not represent the Yorubas. It's not that we don't have the voluntary slaves in Yoruba land. Okay? They are somehow believe that Tobati Jeun Soke, then you will Jeun Sapo. Some even said money will flow nyafu. Once Tifnumbu become their president, today they have turned to find Bara. Some of them are dying quite slowly. They are dying quietly. You understand? So, the likes of Asari and many like him, I don't know what Tinubu promised them. No be Yorubas. May they deal with all of now. No be Yorubas. Actually ask you to follow Tifnumbu. No be Yorubas. May they deal with you, Asari Dokutomb. Today, now the Yorubas, Asari they blame. Lamentations chapter, I think this should be Lamentations chapter 4. Or is it chapter 2? Now see they go to chapter 8. At chapter 2. Here. Asari Dokubo says that the Yorubas are betrayers. No wonder their forefathers, his forefathers, decided to make a deal with the North. Right now, he has regretted everything. Waiting with this. He is regretting to the point that the tears one day a little bit salty. When I tasted the tears, it can't do kind of salty. I don't know why. Right? But please don't ever call Yorubas or add Yoruba or drag Yorubas into your madness. Asari, no be Yorubas. Right? Promised you whatever Tinubu promised you. Now you made a deal with the devil. Let's start from that one.
Today, I feel that I apologize to our fathers like Tapatri, like Medford Okilo, that they were not wrong in forming alliance with the North. And as young men, we will now start that same alliance now. As I am today, from today, I will work and form alliance with the North and to crush all other opposition. Because those who hate us, whatever we do for them does not mean anything to them. Whatever job people do to them does not mean anything to them. You go all over Ijoland. We will take this message that it's only the Northerners that can work with the job people. We cannot work with the Yoruba people. They are betrayers to us. We risked our life, voted, did everything. This is what we get. The Tinubu I knew. And I took all the bullets, emptied my account for, and said, hold me responsible. Hey, people say, in talk say, if Tinubu fail, hold me responsible. Tinubu fail, hold me responsible. Yes, I said it. Because the Tinubu I knew, I had so much confidence in him. But Tinubu I'm seeing today, monkey say when he carry him pikin for back, they go in don't know what him pikin collect. So make nobody hold him responsible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Monkey say when he carry him pikin for back, they go. He don't know what him pikin carry and collect for back. They make nobody hold him responsible. Yes. Because that's what will happen for in front. Now you know. It has taught me a very big lesson. That sometimes trust is very expensive. The Tinubu I knew, and I took all the bullets, emptied my account for, and said, hold me responsible. Tinubu becoming president, all of you, the powder was poured for my body that night. The happiness, my aunties there. The happiness for this village, the people who no vote us, they don't even come out. We kill cows. The joy what I get. I pour powder for my body like a newborn baby. I don't born newborn baby.
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
Wetin concern Yoruba for this? let us kind of ask ourselves. I am a Yoruba man, a full-blooded one. I know my papa, I know my mama. Tinubu claim to be Yoruba, but we don't know in roots, we don't know in origin, we don't know in sibling, we don't know in family, we don't know anybody with him. But now, because he claimed to be Yoruba, today, Asari is now blaming people like me, as he's calling somebody like me as a betrayer. We don't know what Tinubu promised him and his people. He said he took bullets. I beg you. Who they shoot Asari? Who shot at Asari in 2023 elections or Charade? Nobody. He was the one threatening people up and down. Asawana, wana, asawana, wana, asaye, ye, asaya, ya, asawana, wana, ya, wana. Whatever that means. Today, the military in Nigeria, they've given him an ultimatum that if he doesn't stop all this, is madness, they will kill him. They actually said he will kill you in the battlefield. Now, the Yorubas have been dragged into it. So Asari have been Asawana, if you don't want me, I will kill you. As it is, you better go and sort whatever it is between yourself and Tinubu. Mokuna go sort on ourselves. Because even the Yorubas who rejected him, somebody way form godfather for Lagos for 24 years. There's something called a verdict. In 2023, it was soundly rejected. Then Mahmudu Yakubu rigged him in. And the likes of Asari Doku dump, threatening is done with you, the Igbos, for now. Sure, you get you, the Igbos. Asari is done with you now. Now the Yorubas in one face now. Tell us that we are betrayers. We didn't have any deal with you. There was never a time that Yorubas rejected Tinubu. Afenifere rejected him. What did he do? He divided Afenifere into two. He did. The people who live in Lagos, Yorubas in Lagos, rejected Tinubu. What happened? Mahmoud Yakubu foisted him on you. But now the Yorubas now go point your fingers at now Yorubas. I'm not saying there are no Yorubas who are Uluri Bruku Omoale Yorubas, who are calling their fellow Yorubas Omoale because of this drug dealer, this drug addict, Tinubu. They wished it was going to turn out good. And they would have been telling all of us today, if to say the people's will genuinely was allowed to stand. Some of them will be telling you today that, you just missed out on Tinubu. If to say Tinubu was your president, if we don't change everywhere, same way they are telling us about MK Abiola. Man, if Abiola had been the president, if Abiola said like that, the Yorubas are the first people to scream out, being power, being power, but if Tinubu do something, we are hungry, we are hungry. Before the rest of the country started screaming hunger, hunger, hunger. So which means he's not even sparing the Yorubas. Nobody is spared in this whole shege. No.
Gbogbo ala máa jẹ breakfast. Àsìkò tó ní kálukú máa jẹ tiẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Summa billah.
In English, Pastor Ruga.
He don't cast, last. Everybody go chop breakfast.
Everybody, they chop them right now. Everywhere you go to, somebody will still blame the Yorubas and say the Yorubas are okay. Go and do your deal with the North now. Abi, you can trust it. We can trust it. I will never trust it. Whatever we do for them, they do not appreciate. Do for who? What do you do for Yoruba? Asari, What did you do for the Yorubas? What exactly, Gogo? That you joined a murderous group of people, APC, Egbekegbe, to certify a drug dealer by intimidating and threatening people because you are allowed, Abi, to carry guns, to have your own small army in a disjointed, failed country called Nigeria. So suddenly you have done something for who? That you helped Tinubu and his gang to come to power so that they can deal with everybody the way they are dealing with everybody economically now. And then you turn around and blame it on the Yorubas. Ogun kill you there, Asari. Just accept that. Now Ogun will kill you. That's the way we have to put it. Because someone waiting. Tinubu is dealing with everyone because his own plan is to take care of himself, and he is doing it. All of you can go to places. Who cares? The rest of you who actually foisted this, threatened people, intimidated people, just because Tinubu, the drug dealer, can be the president of Nigeria. So now, just 17 months, you have opened the book of Lamentation. Lamentation every now and then. People that wanted to see our tears, they are now angry that we are now laughing. We are the ones laughing. Why are you laughing? This is a serious matter. This is a serious matter. All of us need to come together and fight these people. You and who come together. Anybody know if anybody will get a chance to escape, you know, go try them again. Somebody will not do power. And he compromised all of your institutions to the point that your judiciary, your electoral umpire, your traditional institutions, religious body, everyone killed. When the Christians won't adore, what do you call that thing again? They won't support his Muslim ticket. He went on to go and hire fake bishops, to go and endorse the terrorist shitty man. So if they say Tinubu, if to say Nigeria is like working now, a lot of you will be telling us that, yes, we knew what we supported. We knew that Asiwaju will change Nigeria. Now that they are showing you the shege, you won't let us rest. So Mokuna just deal with whatever it is that Tinubu promised you. Because to me, I've been looking around for what did Tinubu actually promised you. What did he promise you? During the charade? I couldn't find anything anywhere. I couldn't. Here is one.
If we reduce the purchasing power of the people, we can further slow down the economy. Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now, if it is inclusive of Bola Tinubu, let the net get bigger and we take in more taxes, and that is what we must do in the...
Is that the promise he promised you? Well, he has already shrunk your economy. He has reduced your purchasing power. I think that this one.
All classes, you know what they call F level? When you get failure in all the subjects that you take. F9, F8, F9, F8, FF, double F. That is his name.
I've been at this one.
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back.
or na this promise?
If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Here is a successful again, a town hall, different from Bulaba.
I'm trying to get all the promises that maybe Kolu promised you. Or the one that I was shouting, the greatest are the greatest.
The great youth of Nigeria.
Great,
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 great.
greatest,
You. Or this one.
That transmission line is a super highway. For generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn.
So, what exactly did he promise you? I be the one for the people of Kano. Eh? Oh, he promised them this.
So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Today, I've come home to Kano. All I want to do is dance. I want music. God will give you albaraka. I will give your family peace and harmony. I will serve you. Serve Nigeria. I kept my promise. Always. Always. God bless you. Thank you. Now go there. Now go there. Now go there. So say,
thank you for.
People were waiting for him for hours at that rally in Kano. And when he mounted the podium, he said, "Now go there. Now go there. All I want to do is dance. Give me music." And they gave him music. Now go there. The madman that asks you, now statistics we go chop. Una don't dey chop am now.
I think na statistic we go chop. A lie with arithmetic that never, no Indian can solve it. I think na.
So Asari, if you don't want me Ogun kill you, Ogun bust your belly like that, your big stomach. If you don't want me Ogun cripple you further, take Yorubas out of your mouth and begin to mention Tifnumbu as well as APC, Egbekegbe, whatever you promise on ourselves. people like yourself and others should know that Yorubas actually rejected Tinubu. The Olori Buruku Omoales of Yoruba land, including the Olori Burukus from Ekiti, they have voted on credit. They couldn't make him president. The numbers couldn't make him president. All over Nigeria, Tinubu no scored 2 million votes. But your likes and others who thought you are going to become very rich by publicly supporting a drug dealer, a drug baron, a certificate forger, 17 months after, people will go get, those who go get paid, they don't pay those ones. So if it never reach you, take Yorubas out of your mouth. Because Yorubas did not make Tinubu president. Now your likes make him president. So enjoy it and leave Yorubas out of your nonsense, warped mind and deluded mind. Please. Respectfully. Right? So more we leave that one. You have already told us that if Bola Tinubu fail, we should hold you responsible. So please keep to your words.
I said, if Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
You say?
I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
Thank you.
The job people are already angry that this is the worst government.
We have just started.
We must learn a lesson. This man!
You gotta trust man. Man, Adam. Your eyes will see what your mouth cannot talk.
Meanwhile, something happened yesterday at the Nigeria House of Representatives. I call them House of Clowns. You have heard of it, but it's good if you get to see those who kind of shut down this Islamic agenda. You see, Nigeria was supposed to be a secular country, but there are so many things wrong that the different, call them dealers or leaders in that contraption, and politicians, they have dragged that contraption into. You ordinarily believe, you ordinarily think Nigeria is a Muslim and Christian country. They know they count all of us, we don't get religion. They know they count those ones who are neither Christian nor Muslims. They no matter. And this one is for all of our religious people. This is not just for you, the Islamic guys from the northern Nigeria and from the southern Nigeria. Nigeria was supposed to be a place where freedom of religion, otherwise, is allowed. When you see Muslims, especially the fanatics, they will tell you that any other religion is not allowed by God, Allah. When you see the religious Christians, to them, there is no other God except Almighty God and Jesus Christ, his son. So, people like me, we no get religion. And others will be say, now traditionalists them be. They are not factored in. But when you look at the constitution of that contraption, Sharia was mentioned 47 or so times. Sharia, 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 Sharia. 47 times they say. And in the time of Babangida, they dragged Nigeria into an organization of Islamic countries, OIC. That is why some Islamic Muslim countries, whenever they look at Nigeria, they list Nigeria as an Islamic republic, which is a tag that Christians, they reject vehemently, aggressively. Nigeria is not an Islamic republic. Nigeria can never be. There's no way in the blood of Jesus. We will not get religion, but just look at them and say, okay, it will never happen. Nigeria will never be any country. Or nobody has been able to remove Nigeria from the OIC, Organization of Islamic countries or something like that. And that is why some will tell you that sooner or later, Nigeria is going to be Islamic. They will begin to drag themselves here, now 50-50. No, now 60-40. Which one is 60? Which one is 40? Between themselves, they're going to fight themselves. Christians will tell you, Southern Nigeria is, some will even tell you, this Yoruba land is becoming Islamic. We need to do something. That's when they tell you, see me, they do something. You be Christian. All of us will be no religion or onisheshe. The Muslims, they chase us. Say, na hellfire with they go. Christians, they chase us. I'm sorry, Muslims, they chase us. They go, Jah no more. That's like their own version of hellfire. Christians, they chase us. Say, we are going to hellfire if we don't repent. Until today, until yesterday, when some Olori Burukus decided to remove the religion is a personal thing. Do you know that by law, the Nigeria government doesn't have any religion? But you know Nigeria don't get law. By law, Nigeria doesn't have religion. But they acknowledge that there is this freedom of religion. So they call it personal. So these guys now came. They said because, some states are practicing Sharia, okay? And there are some banks that are supposed to be Islamic banks. But they still give loans to other people who are not like Islamic. So they wanted a section of that constitution to be amended, their constitution, so that it will remove religion is personal and replace it with Sharia nationally. That is the beginning of that conversation yesterday. It lasted for over 2 hours. So tonight, for the next half an hour, I am going to share with us those who were for and those who were against, and why, though finally it got shut down. So I'll start with this without wasting much of your time. Let's start with this.
Mr. Speaker, our constitution allows for freedom of worship of all religions. Mr. Speaker, we would not sit in this hollow chamber and restrict ourselves to just a few. If we begin to put such components into the...
I don't like religious people. And I'm very, very biased when it comes to that. This is not the time for you to begin to start your religious argument, where you are going to begin to... There's nothing you want to say that I have not heard before. This is not the moment. You are going to come here and begin to bash the traditionalists too. Can you understand that now? I have so much respect for all religions. So keep your Jesus and your God or your Allah and every other thing, keep them to yourself. It won't kill you. But if you start doing this stupidity of now your God, I mean your religion be the right one, or this one is the wrong one, I'm a Daniel and I mean it. Keep it to yourself. You understand? I don't like religious people. Whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian, you understand? Keep it to yourself. You understand? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, our constitution allows for freedom of worship of all religions. Mr. Speaker, we would not sit in this hollow chamber and restrict ourselves to just a few. If we begin to put such components into the constitution, tomorrow the ecclesiastical faction comes up. The day after, the traditional faction comes up. The day after, all other components begin to come up. And what happens to our grand norm, that is supposed to be the foundation of our existence. Mr. Speaker, Nigeria has never limited anybody from practicing his religion. You go to states like in the north, where you have Sharia being practiced as the criminal code for those states. It is because it's peculiar to them as a people and as a persons. By the time we begin to expand it and bring it into our constitution, we are not an Islamic state. We're a secular state. We're not a celestial state. We're a secular state. We are not a traditional worship state. We're a secular state that respects and gives everybody a sense of belonging. We're a nation. We need to be sensitive to the mood and the existence, freedom of speech, freedom of association, to live in happiness, not a scenario whereby there could be some misconceptions. To this end, I wish to crave the indulgence of the sponsor of this bill that he steps it down for more legislative input, and consultation, which would be more in tune with our beliefs and the norms. But I do not believe it is a legislation that should pass for second reading. I so submit.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues. I want to comment as the second to the last speaker spoke. In fact, the bill that was moved by the sponsor, we are supposed to commend him. I agree Nigeria is a secular state where we have different opinions, traditions, religion, and what have you. But if you see this motion or this bill, it will help Nigerians to know that these commercial banks, especially Taj Bank and what have you, many people have perceived that these banks are specifically for Muslim, while it is not. So by expanding this nature, I believe when it is encompasses to everybody, many people will see the benefit of this bill, and I believe in the near future, many people will see that the mover put this in a right direction. Thank you very much.
Honorable Kuye. I rise to add my voice to this all important motion for a bill to amend our constitution with respect to the expansion of the description of Islamic law. Let me start by saying that the constitution mandates our government that they shall not adopt any religion as a state religion, meaning that Nigeria is a secular state. Number two is the fact that Section 38 is very clear as to the rights given to all Nigerians in terms of choice of religion and how they worship. Section 2 goes further to say that Nigeria is a federation consisting of the federal government and then the state governments, giving the states the liberality to adopt whatever kind of law they want to use in governing their people. And that's why we have some states with all this Sharia law and all of that. They are permitted to do it, the State House of Assembly. But the Constitution, as a ground norm that governs all of us, the traditional institutions, the Yorubas in the Yoruba land, the Igwe in the east, the Shakiri, the Fulanis, the Hausas, gives us only one right, the right to choose whichever one we want. We can therefore not allow this constitution to become so filled with frivolities that is supposed to be the mandate of the state. We have all been clamoring for physical federalism. Give more power to the state to do it the way they want, to do it in the way of the culture of their people. And that's why I will want to implore the mover of this motion to please allow us to please step down this amendment for the time being so that we can deliberate more on it. Because, of course, from the way I see it, it's such that the state should be considering, not here. The problem of religious war, we started as far back as 1938 in this country. Let it not start here again. Let it not be that it is this house that is going to put fuel to the very fragile democracy, to the very fragile situation, the unity between us. It's very important. As we are talking now, people are hearing us. People are seeing us, thinking that we want to promote one religion over the other. I therefore pray that we step this down for the time being. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That is what they saddled themselves with, busy with. But it is National Assembly. Once a bill is brought before them, they would have to debate it. So what about the people that drafted it? The ones that are pushing it? Who are those sponsoring them? And it's not the first time that they have been pushing. Some of them have said it years back, that they will not stop until the entire Nigeria is controlled by Sharia. Yeah. Some of these fanatics, these terrorists from northern Nigeria, they will tell us that Sharia is the best form of, because of their religion. Sharia is the best form of law. But guess what? Their Sharia, no, they punish thieves. You know, they punish pedophiles. You know, they punish rapists, which most of these criminal politicians from northern Nigeria, you know, they punish those who are sodomizing young boys. Their Sharia is for the poor. Yeah. Sharia is not against looting. Majority of them are looters of their different states. Sharia, no, they punish that. But Sharia is for the poor. And now they are pushing it at the national level. You have heard those who have advised them to step it down. This is not right. This is not good for Nigeria. Including those who are Muslims too, like, no, this doesn't make any sense. We have seen the content of what you are trying to do. No, it's not going to happen. But have you seen the faces of those who wanted it to happen? Watch this.
Thank you.
Abdul Hakim Kamilo Ado, representing Udilgarko Federal Constituency, Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I would like to make it brief to say that while being cautious, but we have to consider, and considering also the divisions we have in this country, we have to consider the ethics, the values, and the interest of the masses. Because we are here in this hollow chamber to represent the Nigerians, and also not to make a religion or a tribe or a community, not to constrain them from practicing something which is their way of life. We all know that Nigeria comprises of so many religions and also tribes and communities. But these religious matters, we consider it as a way of life, not just a mere religion. So considering the ethics and the values and the interest of the masses, not looking at the division or being cautious of what this will cause, Mr. Speaker, I think this bill is supposed to pass for the second reading. In my opinion, Mr. Speaker, we need to commend the Honorable Misau for coming up with this bill in order to unite and to create a room, free room or an interest for people that are practicing Islamic religion to practice their religion freely and to consider some way of life which comprises so many things. Talk less of the commercial that he talked about. There are so many things we need to consider in order to encompass it under this bill. If at all we are considering this bill to be passed via the committee, then, Mr. Speaker, as you said earlier, that we are here as parliamentarians in order to pass bills, and it doesn't have to go through the committee. So we can pass it, and then later on the committee can consider what they can do about the bill. But we are here to debate it, and we are debating it. So let us go on with the debate, and later on consider what we can go with in this hollow chamber. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much,
Speaker. My name is Honorable Isa Muhammad Anka, representing Anka Talata Mafra constituency. I'm from Zamfara State. My able Speaker, our honorable colleagues, I wouldn't want to dwell on issues already spoke by the last speaker. In other words, he has spoken my mind. But the other speaker, the last but one, talked about karma. Karma is already embedded in the constitutions. Therefore, it takes care of other commercial laws. And I think we need to understand the subject matter of this bill. The bill is calling for description of Islamic law. In other words, the bill is seeking the House to define, because of the existing situations now, looking at the issue of, like he rightly quoted, other commercial laws that have not been embedded, that have not been taken care into the Constitution. I think it's a straightforward bill. He is not calling the fact that, he's not calling for expunging the existing Sharia law, but rather to define it in order to encompass all those, existing situations that have just come up. That is my contribution, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's not talking about Sharia law. He's talking about the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So that we get it right, his bill is about the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not the Sharia law. Okay, Jonathan, please, let's hear you.
My name is Honorable Said Musa Abdullahi. I represent the people of Bida, Bako, Kacha Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I'm from Niger State. Mr. Speaker, I think we need not lose sight of what the proposer of the bill intends to achieve. I understand how sensitive matters related to religion are, especially in this country. But the fact of the matter is, we cannot treat religion issues in isolation. There are issues that we must bring to the front burner and discuss, irrespective of how sensitive they are. I didn't want to stand, but I looked at the sensitivity. Even from the argument, you could see the sensitivity that is driving the sentiment that is driving the argument. But if we focus,
Honorable Ali, approach the chair.
If we focus on what the bill intends to achieve,
Honorable, approach the chair.
The bill intends to review the description of Islamic law, which means it's already enshrined in the Constitution. What it seeks to achieve is to review the description. So it's already in the Constitution. I don't understand why we will see it as something that will lead to snowball into a crisis or what have you. This is what we have done that over the years that has led us to not make progress on certain issues. It doesn't matter how sensitive these issues are. We must be able to debate them. This is what our people sent us here to do. if we run away from discussing a problem, if we assume it to be a problem, and we're running away from discussing it, how will you provide solution to it? I will agree and accept the fact that there is need for further, broader consultation. But for us to run away from the problem, for us to drop it and say it's not an issue to be discussed on this floor, I don't think it's something that is acceptable. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
You hear them? Yeah. Let's pass it first. We can talk about that things later. It's already in the constitution. Islamic law, we need to kind of make it more broader. We need to make it national. We shouldn't make it things about a religion that is personal. Okay? Don't make it personal. We need to make it a law. Amend the constitution and say that this is how we're going to be doing things based on the Sharia, Islamic law. I don't see why we cannot do this now. That's what they're arguing about. That the religion is their way of life. And if they are there to represent their people, yeah, let's amend it, please. Let's change it so that all of them will see they get think you have a religious freedom or something. You could wake up one morning and they will tell you, say, no, you don't have that freedom because look at the law. The law says, which law? I beg you. When did the Nigerian people conducted the referendum on that 1999 constitution? That decree 24 of Abdulsalami Abubakar that gave Sharia more voice and all that inside your constitution. And they know it. All of them from that part, they know. They just think it is high time that everybody stop acting like, they don't know that Nigeria is an Islamic country. These guys, in their mind, Nigeria is an Islamic country. All this circular, that, it's a matter of time before all of them go know, say, Nigeria is Islamic country. To them. So, not wanting to debate it, not wanting to talk about it, is not the way forward. But there is more. Oh, there is more. I told you, we're spending the next half an hour on it. Those who are mostly against and those who are in support again. Yeah.
Of an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, to review the description of Islamic law in the Constitution as related matters, HB 1502. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any second? Yes, sir. Kwakwansia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Hassan Sheikh Hussein.
Distinguished colleagues, briefly, as the Speaker requested, the 1999 Constitution, as amended, the 1999 Constitution, as amended, Mr. Speaker, provide for a personal Islamic law in the Constitution. The Constitution did not envisage the dynamism and the development coming off in the country. In 2003, the Constitution did not recognize that the Islamic commercial law, Islamic company law, Islamic international law, Islamic public laws. In 2003, Mr. Speaker, Taj Bank came up under the commercial Islamic law. In 2019, another bank came up under the commercial law. That means the Jaiz Bank, not the Taj Bank. The Jaiz Bank was in 2004. The Taj Bank came in 2019. Mr. Speaker, sir, if you look at the personal law, it only encompasses marriage, divorce, and the inheritance. Therefore, what I'm requiring is the removal of section, the removal of personal, in section 24 of the Constitution, section 262, section 277, and section 288, so that other relevant laws like the the commercial law, Islamic commercial law, the Islamic company law, the Islamic international law can have a place in the Constitution. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, this is what I want the honorable colleagues to support so that this amendment can be done. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mr. who is calling, I think, is in the right direction to give a back off for the commercials and other laws that already we are practicing without proper backing, particularly in our Islamic-related financial institution of not only limited to Taj Bank or Jaiz Bank, but there are several banks that are now practicing, particularly the Mudahara and the other sharing formulas. I think this is a very welcome development that it will give even an economic leeway for the nation to see the goodness of such practices in our financial institution to get the back off of the law. I do support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Bob Solomon, please.
Solomon Bob, from the great state of Rivers. Now, this matter, actually, I think it will be dealt with in better technical detail at the committee level for constitutional review, because there's so much to say about this kind of okay, I'm sorry, I was told you were not listening to me. I'm saying that this bill we better dealt with in broader technical detail at the level of committee for constitutional review. But straight off, the section you're referring to, if it is removed, the word personal is removed, the implication immediately is that Islamic law will now have a general application with respect to criminal law across the country. The word personal there was put for a purpose. So if you remove it, that's the implication. It will have great consequences. So we can look at the details of what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, and advise at the committee level. With respect to the references they made to Taj Bank and Jaiz Bank, their operations have not been in any way hindered. There are regulations dealing with those matters concerning banks, CBN Act, and all the rest of them. So those are matters that the banks can deal with. They don't have to incorporate, or attract or drag interest with respect to commercial ambitions to the Constitution. So essentially, Mr. Speaker, my point is, this bill should be referred to the Committee on Constitutional Review, where we can sit down and then look at, it to a T in every way. Thank you.
Thank you for making it brief. I like the Federal Constituency of Osun State. Mr. Speaker, I want to, with respect, differ from the mover of the bill on the need for us to amend the Nigerian Constitution in this particular instance. And I'm saying this, Mr. Speaker, because as students of history, we all know the issues surrounding the particular section in reference, especially at the various constituent assemblies leading to the 1979 Constitution, the 1989 Constitution that was not promulgated, and now the 1999 Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the drafters of the Nigerian Constitution are very conscious of the secularity of the Nigerian nation, and also very conscious of the sensitive nature of religion. And I remember the 1976 Constitutional Assembly, the 1979 Constitution, was very, very contentious on this matter until the then federal military government came in to stop further debate on this matter and took a decision that the application of Islamic laws will only be constrained to personal
matters which has to do with administration of estate and some other issues. Mr. Speaker, we have to be very, very cautious of whatever we do to alter the Nigerian constitution in a manner that will further widen the divides that we have as a country. And in any case, Mr. Speaker, like my previous colleague said, the matters which my colleague seek to address by this proposal is already covered by existing laws. The Kama law, covers regulation on issue of finances and allows for application of Islamic principles of financial transaction. The same thing with the CBN Act, like you rightly said. And the moment we allow the Constitution to be altered to take care of all manner of interests, we will no longer be in the state where the sanctity of the Constitution is respected, and the intent of the drafters of the Nigerian Constitution via or as regards to the secular nature of the Nigerian nation might be threatened if we allow this to go on. Mr. Speaker, I sincerely think that this bill should not pass on for the second reading. For these reasons I've adduced. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because this is MaiyegunsDiary Politico. Let it be on record. And then you mark their faces. And where these people come from, it is very, very important. We want them to debate the breakup of Nigeria. And everyone wants to practice their Sharia law. You can make it your national law in your own country. Yeah. You do not kind of bring this kind of bills that will force, because see, it's going to get to a stage where they will pay. You see those ones that are still talking. It's because the sponsor of this bill, they are testing water. That's what they are doing, testing the water. All it will take is for them to move money, mobilize fund. And you see all these guys talking, speaking grammar of how it is dangerous, this and that. They would either not say anything, excuse me, or they will be speaking in defense of it. They say, we didn't know that it's such a very good bill. Or you didn't tell us before now. This is a very good bill for Nigeria. In fact, it makes sense, okay, if they give them enough money. And guess what? They can go into a closed door meeting where they will not let you see who voted for it or who didn't vote for it. So what you are watching here is just them testing the water. And one day you wake up. And I hope they do it though. So that we'll check if the whole place is going to go up in smoke, up in fire, set fire onto the whole thing. I remember what this man once told us. Do you remember this man about this whole thing happening now?
It's not about ransom. They just want to pass a message. We can come in. We can do what we need to do. And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives. They just want to show that they can Islamize this country. They think about Taliban, they think about the Mujahideens, and they want to replicate it in this country. And they don't care what happened. They simply don't care. As long as at the end of the day, there's Sharia, and there is whatever thing they have in their head, they want to achieve. So these people that are sending messages are sponsored by Nigerians. You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Asari. The intention is to Islamize Nigeria and practice Sharia. And it doesn't matter if some people die. It doesn't matter if you're embarrassed. It doesn't matter if our economy has degenerated. Look at the interest rate. Look at the inflation rate. Look at the debt profile of Nigeria. They don't care. As long as at the end, the Quran is at the sea. So some people in this country have this mindset. And we must tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you die. If you don't tell it, you die. Some people have this mindset to Islamize the nation. And they are in the government. And people know them. The DSS know them. The NIA know them. The DIA knows them. You can't succeed without an inside person. And this attack you saw has insiders collaboration.
That's why I'm showing you their faces. That's his name is Commodore Taiwo, so it's Mr. Taiwo now, or retired something Taiwo. That video was when Bukwari was in government. And usually in Nigeria, they dismiss such people. And they will ensure that such person is never allowed on the national TV anymore. Let's go back into that their National Assembly when it got finally shut down. It got voted down. That means they are going to go and try again later. Here is the last part of that conversation, please.
My name is Honorable Bejide. I represent the good people of Yagba Federal Constituency. I'm from Kogi State. Mine is an appeal because of the mood in the House now, that this bill be stepped down for when we have all our leaders seated, so that they can also contribute to the debates. I want to appeal that if you look today now, most of the leaders are on their way to Jigawa State to commiserate with them. Because of the sensitive nature of this bill, my appeal is for us to step it down and let us have a full house and full time to discuss this bill. We cannot rush it. The way we want to rush it, it may not even get the result that we want the bill to achieve. I'm not saying the bill should not go. All I'm saying is that let us have time to discuss it in full. As I'm speaking to you, I have not seen the details of the bill. So, and for us to be able to contribute meaningfully, we need the details of this bill. Without the details of the bill, if you are talking, you are only talking to the air. Maybe it's different from those sections you are quoting in the Constitution. And it may not have any issue to deal with it. Let us have the details of this bill so that we digest it and come back another day for the debate. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues.
No matter how you look at it, our diversity is what defines us. So when issues like this come up, it must be thoroughly looked into and should not be done in a haste. Let me ask you, how many of you have copies of this bill? If you have, I would like to know the percentage of people who have copies of this bill. And you can, if I ask you about one or two paragraphs, you read it for me. If I appoint you now, say, give me 2-3 paragraphs in that bill, and you're able to mention it to us, it means that you have it. Let me ask you, if you know you don't have a copy, raise your hand. And it is the rule of this house that you must have a copy so that you debate from that copy. If you say you have a copy, I'll call you now and I'll ask you questions on some of the paragraphs and the sections he's referring to. You will not be able to answer it. And this issue is an issue that we need to thoroughly analyze.
Please, order, please.
It is our rule here that issues like this, we must have copies we look at. And if the copies are not there, we take another step. But I won't be taking that step from this chair. It will come from the House. So if the majority of the people say they don't have copies of this bill, whether it is good or bad, you don't have the copies, you need to have the copies for us to deliberate on it. Let me hear you, Nkem Kama.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Kama Nkem Kama is my name. I represent the awesome people of Ohozara, Onitsha, and Yoruba Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Ebonyi State. Mr. Speaker, this motion is a very sensitive one. This bill is a very sensitive one. And before this bill can be talked about here or debated, one, I believe that all of us here should have a copy of this bill to look at it and be able to go through it because of the sensitivity of this particular bill, sir. Mr. Speaker, I don't envy you today, but one thing I'm very sure, I hereby move that this bill...
Please, somebody has the floor. Allow him to finish, then we'll recognize you.
And I have the position of the Speaker. I hereby move that this bill be stepped down today and let it be shared for all of us to have a look at before further action can be taken on this bill. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I represent Andoni Opobo Nkoro Federal Constituency. I am a Rivers man. Mr. Speaker, my very distinguished colleagues, recall that just yesterday, I had a bill to alter a section of the Nigerian Constitution as well. And concerns were raised that portion was well crafted in the interest of the peace and unity of this country. That amendment should be stepped down. It took just the Speaker presiding yesterday to step down that bill. One common interest for the peace, unity of this country. This is similar to what we did yesterday, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, for that same singular purpose of the unity of this country, the peace and stability of all of us, I second this motion, since it has gotten to this point, that this bill be stepped down for this moment so that we can do elaborate engagement and get back to it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Move a second.
Point of order, sir.
You throw the question open to the House. So we'll vote now.
Point of order, sir.
Please, you don't order when the Speaker is speaking. You don't order him. You can only order when others are speaking.
Point of order.
So
when
what we'll do...
Point of order, you should take it. Mr. Speaker, point of order. You shouldn't ignore us. Please.
Please. Can you hear Mr. Speaker first, please? Now, the motion here is that it be stepped down. You can say no. If the vote say no, don't step it down. Mr. Speaker has no right to step it down. But the motion has been moved and seconded. If we say
our laws are very clear, Mr. Speaker. When there is a point of order, who is
speaking?
Please. I am the one.
No. Please sit down, please. Sit down. When we vote and the vote says no, we don't step it down, we vote on the main issue raised by the bill. After all, it's a constitutional matter. He can also go to, Manu, don't be unruly, please.
No, I'm
please.
not being unruly.
We can also vote on it and it will go to constitutional review. You understand? And then if it goes to constitutional review, we go public hearing. So there are so many ways to solve this problem. Let's not leave our procedure. Okay? So let me ask the question. Those in support that it be stepped down, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. How do we measure the decibel? Let me ask again. Those in support that if he step down, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The nays have it. That this be read the second time. Say aye. Those against, say nay. Nay!
This one is clear.
The nays have it. All right, it's good to vote on these things and then decide thereafter. It's not my decision, it's your decision. Thank you very much.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving.
Of our greedy leaders. Oh, Thunder, where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike, so that you eliminate all of them, so that we have peace in our nation. We'll join them in one aeroplane, so that it will crash land in the course of their adjournment. Furthermore, our security agents, i.e., the police and
Nigeria no get hope. And if anyone is telling you that you should continue to build hope, they are the enemies that are hiding in plain sight. So you will be so foolish to believe them. They are going to pass it eventually. What they need is more motivation, which is money. They can get enough money, enough bribe, and all of that. We are going to wake up more money. And it's going to be it. And some are saying that it is going to break Nigeria. I do hope so. That it will actually piss you off enough. Because it is going to be a license for this jihadist pushing this. Like somebody said earlier, Commodore Akinwumi, that's his name, the name of that man. His name is Commodore Akinwumi. They have seen it happen in Afghanistan. It has happened in so many other places where they don't care if people have to die or people have to be killed and all of that. It will eventually happen.
It's not about ransom. They just want to pass a message. We can come in. We can do what we need to do. And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives. They just want to show that they can Islamize this country. They think about Taliban, they think about the Mujahideens, and they want to replicate it in this country. And they don't care what happened. They simply don't care. As long as at the end of the day, there's Sharia and there is whatever.
You all know that as much as you say, but Sharia is fine, if anybody tells you that Sharia is this or that, ask them about the Sharia they are practicing in northern Nigeria. If Sharia is that good, why is Gandola still walking about? Why are your criminal politicians from northern Nigeria? Why are they not in jail or dead? Why is the Sharia not punishing them? Why is the Sharia only for the poor? Is that Islamic? That the criminals from northern Nigeria were in Zamfara, or from Zamfara to Borno, from Borno to Sokoto, to the thieves are walking about. How come the Sharia is not punishing them? Because it is better to have it to further, control as many poor people as they can. So if you say, it's not going to happen, we are not going, Nigeria is just going to, I say, okay, all right. It's all right. We shall see. These guys passed a law that now established livestock, Ministry of Livestock for Fulani terrorists, murderous Fulani terrorists. They have their own minister now. They have their own ministry now. And I've not seen anywhere, I've not seen anywhere in Nigeria where people are beginning to break stick or break bottle. How can you reward the terrorist with this and that? No. Most of us are just like a grammar speakers. We speak grammar. Anyway, away from all of that. Professor Humphrey Umusu happened to be the man that conducted the supposed Nigeria's freest, fairest presidential election that later got annulled. He was considered a bigger problem because he was told not to announce the result at some point. But he didn't stop it. He announced the entire result, which prompted MK Abiola to say he is the winner. When he was announcing the results, and they discovered that it wasn't going the way as planned. What's that man's name again? I can't remember his name again, but I'm probably going to let him share the story. The man is dead now, but he once had an encounter with Omoyele Sowore in America, where he shared what really happened. For the sake of our viewers, right, I'm going to share that with you this evening. Let's go check it out. Professor Humphrey Umusu, a 1993 presidential election, which also shaped what Nigeria has become today. That event led to so many deaths and so many people got exiled, some incarcerated. Yeah. And that is what led to the Fourth Republic in 1999, when the military finally said, you know what, we'll just kind of step aside.
My very quick question to you is that today is almost 21 years after June 12 election that you umpired. And you are making the declaration for the first time that I'm hearing that Abiola will not.
I should have made it in my book.
Yes, but when Abiola was arrested, jailed, you were nowhere to be found. The last statement you made was that the election was inconclusive before you disappeared, before you came out and wrote that your book. Wouldn't you have done Nigeria a great job of courage if you are stuck by the position and Abiola won the election, and on that basis disgraced people like Babangida and the other people that you don't want to mention, who made it impossible for Nigeria to have democracy for almost 10 years after that? Prof, don't you think you disappointed your nation? Yes, can we have a couple of questions so it doesn't get so polarized?
I think it's very important.
Yeah, it is.
I need to clear my name. It said as a reformer. Reformers I chickened out when the matter no, I didn't chicken out. I carry my message back to Nigeria. Carrying, and I had never hesitated, and I will give an interview. You say if you can, after this lecture, I can give it here. You carry it back to Nigeria. Before I left Nigeria, I gave to AIT, I gave to this day, and they repeat the same thing. Sometimes people don't take in the correct answer. Without this man standing here, they wouldn't have been June 12th election. If I tell you what I did to make sure that that election took place, it is in this book. Sometimes people don't read. People think of money in Nigeria. People should not think of theory, things that will work and make our system stable and perform for our people. Let me tell you, first and foremost, the military was divided before June 12th election was conducted. It's a given fact. If you read forward to my book, Colonel Abubakar Umar, you will know, used to be governor of Kaduna State. He resigned his commission, he believed firmly in Abiola. And he affirmed everything in this book. Please, get a copy. You look at it, annulment. Don't read any other thing. Go straight to annulment. What happened? Let me tell you, the military was divided. Abacha was friend of Babangida, saying it publicly at international level. At some stage, Abacha wanted to have a stint as president of Nigeria. When Babangida wanted to be a hero, that he handed over a reform system that he will be remembered by posterity and the international community. Because observers, he allowed observers all over the world to witness the election. But the only thing which he owed to Abacha, there was a coup of April 1990, which Abacha helped to save his neck. So Abacha wanted to rule. He didn't want the election to go ahead. Now, it's in that book. What happened to make the election not to go ahead? Everything was done to condemn the emergence of Abiola as a legitimate candidate of Social Democratic Party. Everything was done. I supervised, my commission supervised the emergence of Abiola in Jos. But I stood firmly that he emerged according to the rule. When this didn't work, there was a court ruling. Were you aware of that? Yes. June 10, 1993.
I was president of Unilateral Union in 1993.
Okay, listen to me. June 10, 1993. In the night, a court gave decision that the election should not go on June 12th. That I am banned not to conduct the election. Meanwhile, all my colleagues, national commissioners, have gone into the field to supervise the election. What could I do? I was alone. What I did, I decided to attend when I learned that there was a meeting of the highest ruling organ, National Defense and Security Council, in Asari on June 11th. The election was to take place June 12th. I wasn't invited. I just said that the meeting was going on. They didn't want, pro-Abacha group didn't want me there in the meeting. How would they hold meeting whether the election will take place or not when the chief electoral officer of the country was not invited? In any case, when I heard of it, I took a risk and invited myself to a gathering of military people. Is it done in Nigeria? I don't know who will do it. I went to that meeting, and that's why without Babagida's election couldn't have taken place. What happened? In the meeting there, they asked me, why are you here? I said, I'm here because the election will take place. Court has given a decision that there should be no election. And this is not, cannot be, because election is tomorrow. Court cannot give a decision 2 days, just 1.5 days to election, that there will be no election. And there were observers all over the world in Nigeria. And in any case, the law that empowered us to conduct the election had stated that once a date and time have been fixed for general election in Nigeria, no court can stop us. But after the election, if the election was not held according, in keeping with the law, it would be nullified. So that was the position of law. I quoted to the president and his colleagues that the election must take place, and I'm ready. Unless you don't want the election to go on, tell me, then I know what to tell Nigerians. They are looking upon me, and they know about the rules of the election. And you have assured me you give me a free hand. Are you getting the message? You see, because I don't have time to conclude on, you said you give me a free hand. The election should hold tomorrow. If you don't want it to hold, tell me what I will tell Nigerians. Abacha stood up. He was to go. There was something they passed around in that meeting. Something which Director of Information from U.S. Embassy circulated that if that election was postponed, it would be unacceptable to the United States. Because the United States was aware of what was going on. So Abacha and group said, oh, postpone it for 1 week. Postpone it. Postpone it. America cannot dictate to us. And I raised my hand. The president, I'm telling you what happened. Those who didn't know about June 12 are talking. I ran. I vanished. So The president said, have you anything? I said, sir, this election must go ahead. This information, this relief from American embassy has nothing to do with election which will conduct tomorrow. It has nothing to do with that. And if we postpone it for 1 week, it will be the worst rigged election in Nigerian history. You postpone it for 3 months, we will print another set of ballot papers, another set of arrangements. Everywhere was silent. This is that book. So when they looked, there was Shanika was there. He's still there. I'm mentioning them. The present president of Nigerian Senate was there, and the host of others. They said, okay, Babangida said, do you think Nigerians will come out tomorrow to vote? And that's when the military will sometime, they can be decisive. Babangida alone took that decision, said, go ahead. Go and hold international press conference in their commission. This man was there, Olu, who was Secretary for Information. He should tell the director with 48 hours to leave Nigeria. Monitor should go around and monitor the election, and that the election should go ahead. That's why without Babangida, that's what happened.
No, that's so loud and too kind of noisy. The man is dead now. He died at the age of 83. He went on to conduct that election, and when it was time for him to announce the results, Chukwumerije, Uche Chukwumerije, no, is that his name? No, it's not Chukwumerije. Oh, the voice of something about voice of One Nigeria or something like that went to court again. The same guys who went to court to stop the election, they went back to court again and said the announcement must be stopped. Babangida that gave them the go-ahead to conduct the election just made another nationwide broadcast. The election has been annulled. And that was the beginning of the journey to the end of MKO Abiola and his life as well. Today, most of those who claim to be Abiola's friends, they became Abacha's friends because November that year, Abacha struck, removed Shonekon. Because immediately Babangida said he announced the annulment, they started a process where he said he stepped aside. He appointed Ernest Shonekon as an interim president of Nigeria. 3 months after that, less than 3 months though, Abacha struck, and Abacha became the head of state of Nigeria. Arrested MKO Abiola, jailed him. Condoleezza Rice, then as Secretary of State, to was that to George Bush, by the way? I think it was to George Bush. Visited Nigeria and saw to the end of MKO Abiola. The rest is history today. The man is dead. A lot of them are dead. Few of them are still alive. It's just one part of the history of Nigeria. Okay. Going forward again, because our time is fast, finishing. Wiki has a message for all of you complaining about hardship. That you should be grateful that you're complaining about hardship. I think he's drunk here, or is it that his voice is finally giving up on him? Wiki said you should all be grateful that Tifnumbu is aware that you are suffering. And he's doing something about it, he said.
All of you who are claiming that you are suffering, the price of food items are high, but also give kudos to Mr. President of trying everything, putting all this energy to see that food items, the prices are brought down. If you don't have good road, the price of goods will go up. If you have good roads, it's likely to reduce, because the transporters will always complain, why we will not have money? There's no good road. When we are coming from Jos, when we are coming from anywhere, Our vehicles are stocked. A journey that will take us 1 day will take us 5 days. They add prices to all those food items. So by the time we finish even infrastructure in the city and in the rural areas, I think our lives will be different. It will no longer be we are suffering. But I can tell you, before the end of this administration of Mr. President, Nigerians will smile. We will never do anything that we know will not work. I know he means business. I know he's committed. The only problem we have, you must also ask yourself, these problems have been there for donkey years. For donkey years. Whether it was PDP, whether it was APC, whether it was military, these problems have been there. Even got to the level that we thought this country would have collapsed. But by his dexterity, by his commitment, he's putting measures which may temporarily be difficult, but which at the end of the day will all come to sing praises to God and thank Mr. President for standing firm to do what is right. All of you who are
nuisance, Lele. I don't know, maybe he's drunk or his life is already probably evaporating just right before him, like his voice is giving up on him. And if you think Wike is a clown, you haven't met Devulumayi. I don't know which one's madness is more high grade or low grade, but you be the judge. Here meets the supposed Minister of Works for Nigeria, Devil Humayi, speaking to the people of Sokoto.
Of that moment to perform certain functions. And I believe strongly that by the divine coming of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, one of the key things that God wants him to do is to realize this dream of 48 years, which no any other president had the courage to attempt. And this project is having 6 lanes. Normally 3 lanes is 11.55, but I've increased it to 12 meters so that vehicles can easily pass without touching themselves. And so the 6 lanes from Sokoto to Badagry, we have faced it in construction and funding. And the president, you must have to appreciate him. Even though he's from Southwest, he's a man who believes that every part of this country is his own. And that's why he said the Sokoto, when you look at the name of the road, it was called Badagry Sokoto during the Shagari administration. But it was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that changed it to Sokoto Badagry because he wants it to start from Sokoto, and that's why we are here to make his directive come true. And so we have faced this project, phase 1, 120 kilometers in Sokoto State. We further phase this 120 kilometer into phase 1A and phase 1B. We have awarded the contract through selective tendering procurement. And when people attack me, I've always said I've broken no law. Whether it's procurement, whether it's making sure this project is in the appropriation, I have broken no law. My PAM secretary is a technocrat and is a procurement officer. Even if I were going to break one, he will not let me break one. And so I'm not afraid of any attack. Our hands are very clean. This first phase is for 36 months, but the president will never let it be. He asked me, Umahi, how many years do you want to finish this project? I said, let me find out from the contractor. Now we had a meeting and agreed that this section is going to start in 3 independent sections, which means that the machines you see in one section is what you see in second section, is what you see in third section. And that is what we are going to do. So before 2027, this phase 1A will finish. Do you want phase 2A to finish? Sokoto people, do you want phase 1A, 1B to finish? Yeah, it's going to start around 2027. You know what to do. You did it before. You know what to do. The president you trust is the only one who will finish it. Because if others had the courage, 48 years, they would have attempted it. But no one did. A man of courage, a divine president. He will finish it, but he needs time to finish it. And like His Eminence said, we are working day and night. But 3 years is too small to finish. But we can finish in the next 6 years. Is it approved? Those in support say aye. We shall do it. We shall do it.
I told you. I don't know which one is more foolish or more murder. But there are enough ass lickers, court jesters in Tifnumbu's illegitimate regime. Have you seen Alhaji Akpabiole? I was in Jima today when Kolu went to Jima. Alhaji Akpabiole was there. Kolu first saw Atiku. After seeing Atiku, I'm gonna. That's not what I want to share with you. It's quite hilarious. Give me a sec. Okay, just 1 sec. So after seeing Atiku and greeting Atiku, then looking to his right side, did you see that Babariga Mobile Banking CEO? Yeah, that's him. See, normal. I don't think it's just me. Every time you look at Gandola's eyes, Ojuli, na Ogulogoli eyes at the sea. I don't know if it's just me. Like the way you go see Ojuli. Take a look at him again. Gandola. That is the chairman of APC. Uli Gidi, like Uli Ogulogoli. See the eyes, right? Allah is very patient too. Akpabiole was there. Alhaji Akpabiole. Are you waiting to go call Akpabio now to your long? Okay, he was there to also do what do you call it? To pray to Allah for I don't know. Here you get. But he was there, and he wasn't the only person. Another person that was spotted was Bukola Saraki. I'm trying to kind of put that up, but it's not popping up. So I'll share that with you. Yeah, Saraki. We were all there today in Abuja for Jumat prayer. See, my time is fast spent. I would just use this to say a very big thank you to all of us again. Last night, we had a guest here. You remember her? So who was supposed to have a book launch today. So there are some snippets from the event, right? So I'll share some of them with us now quickly. And apart from that, like, I need to say a very big thank you to all of you. So they had, survivors who attended, including debating and debating and literary events for school children who came to debate the vices of human trafficking. Please enjoy.
Human trafficking and the subject in secondary school. Before I proceed, I would say human trafficking is a deadly behavior that must be curbed. But firstly, let's define human trafficking. Human trafficking is the legal trade, transport, transfer, or receipt of through force or coercion with the intent to exploit them for financial gain, labor, sexual services, and other purposes. It also involves manipulating individuals into a situation where they are being controlled and often deprived of their freedom. Due to our research and notices, we've been made to know that India, Liberia, and China has the highest population of human trafficking, and it originated from Asia, Europe, and Sub-Saharan Africa. Here are some types of human trafficking. Organ trafficking. It involves expecting individual removal of organs from individual without their consent or for sales in the black market. Sex trafficking. Exploitation of individual for sex. Child trafficking is the exploitation of child under 18 for any form of trafficking. And lastly, labor trafficking is the exploitation of individual for forced labor which they are not paid for. Now let's look at some likely causes of human trafficking. I would say the causes of human trafficking are often interrelated and complex. The first cause of human trafficking is poverty. Poverty is a central-life challenges that, if present in any woman's life, will make them act against their wish and vulnerable to traffickers. 2. Lack of education. Illiteracy plays a major role in human trafficking because when people are not educated, they cannot recognize and be aware of human trafficking. 3. Political instability or war during election. This is an act that can be stopped by government if possible because war during election can make people more vulnerable to traffickers. Now let's look into some the topics, the reason why we are here today, which is reasons why government should include human trafficking as a subject in secondary school. First, the awareness.
And for the winners, you'll be getting one copy for yourself with her signature on it. So please. I'll send 5,000 naira each.
Nígbà tó yá àwọn ṣe connection ó kàn lè fún mọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ pé ẹni ó máa ṣe.
This includes understanding oneself, safe online behavior, and manipulation tactics. And when students are informed about human trafficking style, they may feel empowered to help society in reporting the people involved in this human trafficking.
So the option tó bá mú gàrí ò lè rí anyhow bíbá ò lè rí anyhow bẹ́ẹ̀ wàá mú gàrí náà wọ́n máa tún fìyà jẹ ẹ́.
So it's like, short clip of what happened there today because of our time. But I'm going to leave you with one, a very quick one. A young lady that is really begging for help. I intend to send this video to African Wildlife. I know you are watching, okay? And I don't know if you have seen this. I do not know if this lady is still probably alive or not, okay? But the fact that she has called for help from Libya, a story.
Orúkọ mi ni Ọmọwùmí láti Ondo State, Lílà Amọ̀kè. Mo sick kìdì, mo dẹ̀ nídìí help, mo fẹ́ padà sí Nàìjíríà. Mo nídìí help gidi, mo nídìí ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàánú fún mi. Ẹ má jẹ́ kú sí Libya. Bí mo ṣe wù tó. Bọ́gà mi ò dá sí mi mọ́ o. Bọ́gà mi lé mi dáhùn ni. Mo ní ọ̀sà. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ó sì àwọn tí ń àfẹ́sì ní tí mo tó ti jẹ gbogbo inú mi ilé jẹun láti bí oṣù kan sí ògì ni mo ń mọ́ ní kíkọ́. Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé bọ́gà mi ni mo sá kún lé mo lẹ̀ ti sanwó mi tán. Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé kí ni nǹkan tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ gan. Ọjọ́ yẹn mo síkì. Mo lè sọ pé bọ́gà mi fẹ́ lọ tọ́jú ara mi pé mo dẹ̀ ní ìdòwò owó mi wà lọ́wọ́ wọn gbà ẹ̀. Mo ní ìdòwò ẹ bá mi sẹ́lẹ̀ fún ìyá mi yòókù mo fẹ́ lọ fi tọ́jú ara mi. Wọ́n fún mi ní owó tí màá fi tọ́jú ara mi. Wọ́n ní kí n máa lọ. Wọ́n gba síìmù mi. Wọ́n ní kí n máa lọ. mo lè sọ fún wọn kó mo fẹ́ lọ Twitter àmọ́ wọ́n ní wọ́n ní dì mí mọ́ mo ní kò sí problem àtìgbà ẹ̀mí ní nọ́mbà wọn mo ṣe wá ní nọ́mbà wọn nínú ọdún yìí ni mo dẹ̀ sì bẹ̀ wọ́n nígbà tí mo wá sọ̀dọ̀ tí mo lò 2 days lọ́dọ̀ wọn ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ láti Nàìjíríà ti bẹ̀ wọ́n ò gbọ́.
So I hope, because I mean, I don't know how you do it, but she made a video that she is currently trapped in Libya. She was trafficked to Libya, where they collected her phone, SIM card, and she's unwell. She's suffering from ulcer. According to her, she's not been able to eat well. She's only been drinking pap for the past month. She wants to go back to Nigeria, but they won't let her, right? She's done all the job. She's paid off all the money they demanded from her, but they still won't let her go. So she managed to make that video and put it on social media. I do not have any other detail, right, of how she can be tracked. But that is what it is like when you meet those who finally make it back to Nigeria, and they share their story, right? Honestly speaking, even when they tend to have recovered, right, the trauma, I don't think actually will leave them. That young girl is trapped in Libya, trafficked there. And I hope the, the concerned authority possibly will look into that and get her out. So the African Wahala, you probably should help us. However this is done, I don't know how you do it, okay? Or how you normally kind of go about this. For those ones back in Nigeria, in Rivers State today, the young or the people of Rivers State protested of the hardship that they are facing in that contraption. They even carried the coffin, by the way. And on that note, we come to the end of this chapter. Oh yeah, this part of the chat this evening. So thank you so much, everyone. And I am going to open the line. Yeah, sure. Let's have a chat. So you can still phone in and be part of this, make your own contribution and all that, okay? Also, to everyone else who usually ask, how can we be of help or support this platform? This is what you can do. If you are not, using the PayPal as it is on the screen, yeah, the one that is scrolling under there, right? That's how you can support my platform, apart from the sharing, the liking, and then the super chats. So to say, you can buy me a coffee. I kind of, you get a lot of response on that. So what you have to do is that if you are interested, MaiyegunsDiary Politico, what you have to do is take out your phone, put on the camera of your phone, and then just point it straight at the screen like that, and then that will be you. You will be able to get a link like this that can lead you to the right the right web where you can indeed support Maiyegun. Others, remember, hear this, like it, and even subscribe onto the channel itself. If you actually enjoyed the chat this evening, I am going to be back in a minute or two. Okay? So, but if you have to leave as well, remember, share this. And if you haven't liked it as well, please do. Okay? I will be back in a minute or two. Thank you. Far too kind, everyone. Especially those who stayed back to still be the part of this last segment of the convo. I have a caller, the first caller this evening. Hello there.
Hello, my general.
Hey, the African Wahala, the prince. How are you today, Baba?
Yes, sir. I'm good. I'm a little bit exhausted because I was up late keeping up with the event, the book launch event from Adenike. Yeah. And it was successful. Man, I just want to thank you, the members of the Temple of Truth. You put a big smile on that girl, and you've potentially saved hundreds of people. Even if we potentially saved just 10 people, that is still a solid impact. So we are really grateful for this opportunity. We are grateful that people also have the resources to donate. And most importantly, we have the vessel, which is MaiyegunsDiary Politico, to have these types of conversations and have a positive impact on the world. So thank you so much.
To be able to help. It was a wonderful experience for everyone, I would say. It's great.
Yeah. And she was just in the chat now. She doesn't have a phone because her phone is broken. She was typing in with someone else's contact there. I told her to try and repair that phone and, join us on the Temple of Truth with your actual name and, just be a part of the conversation.
Is she watching, you mean? Yeah?
Yeah, she's watching actually. She's watching with the username. Her username is Johnson Morire Damilola.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And where is that? On Facebook or YouTube?
On YouTube.
Oh, brilliant.
Johnson Morire Damilola. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
We love her. And if affection can speak, right? She should be hearing us loud and clear right now that, there are people who actually really love her and what she's doing. Okay. And we hope that she's there to possibly touch as many lives as possible. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And if I can encourage the people in the temple, please, my people, come on. We can do better than this. 616 likes out of 1,500 people. Let's get it to at least 1,000. Just click on the like button. Thank you so much.
Bless you, the African Wala. Okay, you take some rest as well, man. All right, good job.
Yes, sir.
That's brilliant. Listen, if you haven't really liked the broadcast, please do. I know some people who usually watch, right? And they are very much active, commenting and all that, and like it too. But make sure that that's when you like it and you see that thumb up, thumb blue, it shows that you've liked it. Just once, it's okay. One, it's fine. Yeah.
Hello, shows that
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Fantastic, Baba. Please.
So recently, I saw, in the East, Alex Oti is funding himself billions of naira for car, for this, for that. And I was looking at the comment section. I was saying, people were saying, oh, he has done something. At least let him enjoy himself. What has he done?
Typical Nigerians. I'm not surprised.
All because of bus stop. All because of bus stop. I don't think that guy has spent up to 1 billion naira on investments in that state. So that is when I realized that, man, Nigeria is not changing anytime soon.
But have you forgotten that people love their own oppressors and their own criminals differently? They will tell you, this one is God-fearing, this one is this one is that, and they're always there to defend them anytime, any day. You know that?
And that's the problem. Even though Burna Boy keeps insulting Nigerians, he keeps telling them that he doesn't like them, that he hates them, he will never donate money. He posts this on his main page. Every time you still see Nigerians in comment section, oh, I love him, all these people, they use the image of Fela to sell their products. The Wizkid, the Burna Boy. But will they ever speak out? Is it as if they don't know what is going on in the country?
No.
So I've lost. Before I used to have hope, but I come to your channel to lose that hope because we need to lose hope in Nigeria. We need to lose every single. That country is dead and gone. The only reason why it's still alive is because these people are still trying to suck money from all their children are not in Nigeria. All their children are not in Nigeria. So that should tell you a lot. All their children have international passport. All their children are helping them launder the money. The country is finished. If you have family in Nigeria, just remove them before that 2027 election, because that 2027 election, these northerners don't want Tinubu, and this guy is going to do everything possible, even if it means mowing them down, even if it means shooting them down. It's going to be the bloodiest election Nigeria has ever had in the whole history of Nigeria. So just see, get your family out of that country before 2027. That country is finished. And me as a Yoruba man, as I know that Tinubu, that guy is going to, he doesn't care about how he gets there. He doesn't care about how he gets what he wants. We all know the story of Funsho. Exactly. We all know the story of Funsho Williams. His own is, we will deal with the consequences later. And he doesn't see you people as human beings. He has done it before with Lagos, and he's going to do it bloodier with Nigeria. So lose all your hope, help your family, your friends, as many people as possible get out before that 2027. Such a disgrace. We are over 20 million Nigerians outside Nigeria. That is a whole country like that. The only time that it is ever going to be serious is if these people are taking war, they've brought war to us, they are fighting us. It's just that we are not fighting them back.
Against us now. I've been saying that myself. If people can sit down and just look at the actions of these guys, you realize that they're after your life. They are after our life.
Exactly. And
all of the actions is after our life. Take our job, take our source of livelihood, and render us hopeless, render us poor. Everything that can take away our life. That's what they stand for.
Until we are ready to take the war to them, that country will never be saved.
Time shall tell.
That is it. So thank you for your work. I believe at one point you have 5,000, 10,000 viewers, because people will begin to see the truth. They cannot deny
it's growing in that place. We should be grateful that we are seeing 2,000, 2002, 2005 once in a while. You're talking about 5,000.
Maiyegun, they will have no chance, because deep down in their hearts, they know the truth. And once hunger strikes, they will not be able to lie to themselves anymore. They will have no choice. So thank you for your work.
Have a good one, bro. All right. Stay safe. Here is another caller. Hello there. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good evening.
Hear the sound. Do you mind just muting that or move to another room?
Yeah. I'm in the other room now.
Hold up. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine. Well, it's just a short one. Well done from yesterday. I was lucky enough to watch a little bit of that lady that was, that everyone was helping.
It was wonderful.
Yes.
There's something about this platform that sometimes it is not the crowd that really matter. It is the quality of the crowd. We were not so many yesterday, but guess what? We raised over 2 million naira for her. Over 2 million naira.
That was great. Yeah. Towards the end, at least I managed to contribute my own little way. So
bless you.
So is this Devoluma, is he campaigning for Tinubu for 2027?
They are in campaign mode now. There's nothing called governance anymore.
The guy is campaigning So I don't know why. Look, Nigeria really, they need to switch off the engine and kickstart again. Things have to be reshuffled. Things have to change. And like we've always said, that because even if you try in their midst, if you try to antagonize them in any way, they will look at you like you are strange,
you are
like
the enemy.
you are not. Yes, and then of course nobody would want to be perceived that way, especially when they are being given money. Money speak louder in their own words. That's what the whole thing is. So, well, I just want to thank you again for what you are doing, and then we hope like I'm not talking about the Tinubu hope. I'm talking about the hope of Nigeria, where we start teaching the new offspring the different different values in Nigeria. Then we can hope that that Nigeria have hope in the next 30 years or so. Because all these ones that are there now, there's no amount of talk or no amount of money or no amount of road that they want to build, because the road that they are building it from poverty to another poverty. So the road is not leading to anywhere than to poverty, right? And then in the I wonder, this their little mediocre politics that they are playing. So he went to go and start the road from Sokoto, so that he's like pacifying those ones there, that okay, at least I started this one, and then it will end in the middle of nowhere where there's
They're not building any road.
so
It is all for
yeah,
make
of course,
believe.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
not going to
yeah,
complete any road anywhere. It's just so unfortunate,
yeah.
honestly, man.
So
Anyway,
so now this election mode that they're saying, so who is going to be counter, talking them, like counter them, that okay, this is what you said you've done, but along the line everybody was suffering. There's every common man food staples is increasing in price every day. We are talking every day now.
honestly.
So this is not. So what? Why is the development? Why are you building roads for what?
Because they want the
And
food
then
to be cheap.
apparently
Did you not hear with the wiki? With the
they
wiki
want
said
to.
they wanted the food to be cheap. So people should give it time. That's why they are building roads. So that people that are bringing their food
Yeah.
to them, they need good. Oh, hold up. Let me take another one.
Yeah. Anyway,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you very much. Sir.
God bless
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
our own hold up. Hello there.
Hello, Brother Maiyegun.
Comrade Akal. you made it to the platform tonight. How are you, sir?
I made it to bless you, my brother. I can't wait.
Good to hear from you, though.
Yeah, I me too. Yes, I was seeing all this thing that you were saying. I said, oh my God. In fact, I can't stop laughing when you are saying, look, Ojuele, because, and I said to myself, look,
Gandola ni. Somebody will get Papa Mobile Bank in his agbada.
You are right.
Do you know how much it took? $5 million bribe, sir. 5 million. Would you now? Look at his eyes.
No, I think you single out the gondola there. I said, look, all of them, look at all of them there. I see Saraki, right? They're terrible. We are running a country being run by bandits and thieves. And thieves. Nigeria's in trouble. Even I can look at that when Tinubu shook these guys, that PDP chairman, I forgot his article. You can see. Just look at all of them. They're all thieves. Anyway,
even Colin was like, Atiku, where were you?
My running mate.
The expression is like he's seeing a ghost or something like that. I don't even know, man.
It's terrible.
Look at the people.
Yeah. They're terrible. They're terrible. They're terrible. Anyway, the reason why I call this, I was looking at, because I think there's a serious problem in the land, though, and we may be trivializing this. We, especially we as Yoruba people, you see, what happened in Libya, that they got rid of Gaddafi, though the scenario is different, they got rid of the leader. We never had a leader. But the question is, if you look at the trend, our country has been deteriorating since the day of Awolowo, and it's been gradual, and we are watching. And what is the rationale behind this? Is because of corruption and people stealing. And if you remember, the reason why the coup in the First Republic came is because of the people that said corruption was very high and that they wanted to clean up. If you remember, if you look at the corruption of 1966,
corruption within the elite, the politicians, was the reason why they said,
absolutely,
and the impunity as well was the reason why they said, oh, they needed to.
Impunity.
Oh, you're right.
Clean up. If you look at that corruption and the impunity, then can we compare it to what it is now? The answer is no. Why? Because they were not successful during that particular period. You see, then the thing was growing gradually. Even in Yoruba land, if you see, look, those hooligans that do not have a job, gradually, you know, like Adela Kumabi, whatever that guy is in Ibadan, before you know, Adedibu, that's the one, you got it. In Ibadan, he took, I think there's another one called Adela Kun as well, if I'm right. You know, they're just moving like
politician. I think that one was like a musician. But
oh, sorry then. It's Adelabu then.
Adedibu and the
Adedibu or something like that. Yes. This is how they grew. Look, that's how they grew. And then suddenly they start contesting and they start being the Lord. Before anybody can come into. Exactly. And now we can see how that is being replicated in Lagos now. Yeah. It's a cancer in our society, which we Yorubas did not deal with. And we are in trouble. And when I now look historically, I can see that this thing really started from Mr. Fonja. The time when Yoruba was at their peak was during the time of Afonja. And the time Afonja really, you know, did what he did, which is a replica of what we're seeing of today. You know, somebody backstabbing. Backstabbing is the person who is meant to be the person you are accountable to.
Yes.
Those are the issue.
And you went
anyway, to summarize,
some set of people who had there enough
Alimi.
with them.
Exactly.
It was killed like a dog. By the Fulani.
Killed like a dog. Exactly.
The rest is history today.
Exactly, like a dog. Like a dog. You say like a dog. And mark my words, the way I jagaban to, don't be surprised. You may be stunned. Yes. Look, we know nobody in Yoruba, pardon my audience. It's going to make a loss. So what I'm trying to say, Yoruba, we have this saying that if you go and meddle your business with somebody who is not fit for that purpose, you are bound to make a loss. We can see it in the case of Abiola. Even Awolowo that didn't want to, you know,
he got caught up. Fail to learn from history is bound to repeat it.
Repeat the same mistake, and that's what we Yorubas. That's what we are seeing now. Tinubu is not going to do this one free. I'm pretty sure. He won second term. You see that guy talking that the road that goes from Lagos A1A 1B. They're just the same
gestures, you know.
Exactly.
You know,
to summarize here, what I'm saying
quickly too, that Devolumai, sir, it was
the
PDP government, okay, from Ebonyi State. Then the Fulani terrorists took over his state. They started killing people, kidnapping them. There are still videos. You can go online and search for Devolumai appealing to, the Ebonyi people after the Fulani's attack. Okay, then Bokwari was their president. So they now promise that if he stops the ESN IPOB guys from going after the Fulanis there, the Bokwari and the power that be They have turned him down to be the next president, the first Igbo president.
I laugh.
But he needed to do something. He needed to clear the place and stop this Nnamdi Kanu and his people from going after the Fulani.
So he went after his brothers.
Then he should go on and join APC. Guess what? One single day, he just decamped to APC. He started. I mean, I'm going to go look for that video. I keep telling people because I've played it on this platform before, right? Then he just joined APC, and you know what? He now pledged that if Nnamdi Kanu won't play ball, they will set up an alternative.
Don't kill him.
They will set up an alternative ESN. And they did. It's called Ebubiagu.
Yeah, I'm not following that one.
Terrorists, they started going after the ESN.
They're going after themselves.
And they're calling them terrorists.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, they couldn't make him the president. Today is a minister that is helping Tifnumbu. Oh dear man.
And that's the best. That's the best it's gonna get. End of story.
The story is a very sad one. But it's
a sad one. No, and that's another what do you call it, Afoja from the east.
Yes.
Him and this Uzodima, because I've seen I've seen some article. That one cannot go back to his village. You know, America and Britain, they promised him
in his own village.
I know. And America and Britain,
honestly.
and America and Britain, he cannot go back to his village. Sorry, let me just round up, please. Right. He cannot go back to his village because they promised him in London, where anywhere he wants to live in Europe, they will do that. Finally, what I'm saying is that the way Nigeria was put together is they band North and South together. If only my Biafran brothers will listen, we need to separate. The way to separate Nigeria is going to be South, North. And if you look at one article, according to Libya and Libyan crisis, they suggest the same thing, that look, Nigeria needs to be broken down along the Muslim-Christian line. It shouldn't be so, but unfortunately, so that's the only way I think it can work. Thank you very much, Maiyegun.
Comrade.
Yes.
I know you don't like being called, but yeah, comrade.
I know. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day.
So that's a very beautiful one. And yeah, comrade Akinola is is actually the deputy leader of the Yoruba Union. These are guys that are really in charge of our union. That is, we are cooking a lot of things behind the scene, and very soon you probably will begin to see, the hand of the union enough that you'll be like, we have not heard from you in a while. So is this what you guys are up to? Yes, that's what we've been up to. Let me take another call. Here. Hello there.
My king.
The prince.
My king.
My king. From Sweden. How are you, my sir?
My king. I'm good, my king.
Fantastic.
Good evening to you.
Good that you are joining us this evening too.
I joined late, because I was busy with some things, and then when I came in, you almost rounding up.
Remember that.
The calendar never, yes. But I listened to some of the callers, and I was like, I needed to chip in something. Like the first caller said, these people are against us. They're fighting against us. The only thing we need to do, the water has already entered under the bridge. It is too late to be discussing it. Everybody should take up anything they can and bring the people down. You cannot be suffering at the same time. You cannot go to farm. If these people cannot give you security, tell me what they are doing for you. Tell me what is the essence of government. Tell me why anybody should be paying tax. Tell me why there is government if you cannot even go and farm and prepare your own food. That's the highest form of attack. You cannot enter transport, it's too expensive. You cannot walk around the street because police will catch you and take money from you. You cannot do anything on the computer because EFCC will look for you. At the same time, you cannot enter farm to prepare food to eat. What is now the difference between these people in Nigeria and slaves? What is the difference? Even slaves have protection. At least their their owner protect them from other people and from miscreants.
Yeah, slaves have value.
Nigerians, yes,
to every slave owner, his slave has value.
yeah,
That nobody
yes.
should
At
give
least
him to.
his owner, yes, at least his owner is giving him food, protecting him. But who is protecting Nigerians? Who is the person that is protecting them? If you enter this place, you enter the hand of army, they will deal with you. If you enter the other place, you enter the hand of police. Politicians will be making laws that favor them and paying themselves too much, while they pay peanuts to the civil servant. At the same time, you cannot enter farm because terrorists are waiting for you there. You can't grow your own food. That's the highest form of attack. So you are under attack, you're under siege, and is it surprising that they took so many slaves from West Africa? Is it surprising? Like those days, we are still not reacting. We are adjusting. Why are you adjusting? You are almost dead. You don't have food. Everybody is like now. People don't buy attachment wig anymore in that country.
I mean, they are saying that
they are trekking this.
Somebody said something. I think it was this afternoon, and that person said that if you say you have a hobby, is it hobby or something like? I have an addiction, something like that. For example, like I'm addicted to your addiction right now is cured because it's only when you have money that you can fund your addiction.
That you can fund your addiction, There's nothing now left. Everybody, the only thing holding this people and is very myopic is tribalism and religion. Everybody on the ground need to understand that this is class war, the rich versus the poor. It's a class war. But they will come, bring one bag of rice, share for fools. They will start to fight the opposite tribe. How long will they keep eating this poison that is killing them? Everybody is dying together because nobody wants this neighbor to progress. I better pass my neighbor. Now we they rule. Okay, yes. Who is benefiting? Some people are saying Tinubu is an Igbo man now. Because
from Anambra,
of the
smart ones.
Yes. Yeah, you see?
They are denying him.
Well, when all of them, there's nobody. We are not enemies with each other, but we have allowed these politicians to go scot-free. If I have the power, I will bring back, with retro law, I will execute all the past leaders. There's no one that didn't commit crime.
None of them.
None of them. None. And the one that I'm still crying till tomorrow is this Buhari. And then Tinubu came and he's still continuing that path.
We shall see.
I don't want to, Baba, just send this message to them. They need to get up. Everybody need to get up and remove this government. You don't need to election again in that country. Hold that country, stand still, remove everything. Say we don't want. If you can't have security, then it is over.
There is no
you can't grow your own food now. You cannot grow. Yes, because if you leave Lagos or you leave Abuja and go to your village, they are waiting for you in the bush. Kilowaku.
Thank you so much, Prince. I'll take another one. Enjoy the rest of the evening, okay? Bless
you. Too.
Here we have our days. How are you? I'm very well, oh. Thanks for asking.
Thank you for the work you are doing.
Thank you so much for being there. Please.
The issue of the improvement of Sharia as a national law in Nigeria.
Did you watch that part? Did you see the conversation?
You see, from the onset,
do you mind coming closer to the phone? Right? I'll go to another room because I can hear myself back.
Okay, can you hear me well now? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Oh, can still hear the echo as well.
Hello,
yes. Sir. Yeah, go on. Let's try it. Go on.
I said that's supposed to be part of our constitution because no state in Nigeria is 100% Muslim.
No.
Yeah, in the first place, it's a violation of the constitution. These people that are trying to make Nigeria Islamic state, what is the benefit of a Muslim president, vice and president? What have they improved in our economy? What has it changed?
What has that done there?
Muslim president, Muslim vice president, what has it changed? Rather, it has made Nigeria worse off. Everybody is crying in the north, in the east. Most states most local government in the north have been declared ungovernable because the kidnapper, the band have taken over. This useless, to use that word, have not been able to come to the house and persuade the military to recover this very local government for them.
No.
Yes, you want to nationalize Islam in Nigeria.
Yeah. They want to legitimize terrorism. That's what they want to do.
I also blame our Christian brother too. And I'm not saying it because I'm a Christian. Yeah, they use other particular things. This issue of IOC has been done with the put Nigeria and IOC, but they will not be able to come up and say this issue is against our constitution. Even when they have a Christian president, they never do it. They keep on following them. When they say that the Muslim ticket will not work, yes, you actually know that Nigeria rejected APC generally, but they forced themselves through INEC and the military and other. But the Christians come out to protest and say, no, this thing must be done. Everybody has it there. By the time they succeed in entering their Islamic law in Nigeria, finally, those churches will have restrictions. That's what some of them doesn't know. They will tell you, don't build church here, and you cannot build it because they will need the same police, army, and the rest of everything. So it's because Nigeria is still one. That's why some of them can still go to church and pray. Now that they're supposed to fight the battle, they are not fighting the battle. They keep working. Don't worry. They pay us a lot, and they keep on. And before you know now, they will grab few of them in the house that are speaking today. They will grab them and they will nationalize it, and there's nothing we can do.
Everybody will begin to speak grammar. They'll begin to speak a lot of grammar. They will be appearing everywhere. Then they will now expect a war. Go on this, so they will fight. Now that they are supposed to actually send the signal and say, don't fight me, so most of them are online and saying, you just break up Nigeria. You see, they've done so many things they should have broken up Nigeria anyway.
When they go and branch some people, they are bishop to come and confirm that they support vice president.
They endorse the Muslim.
All the days they say will not happen. It happened in their presence, and that's not the do. Well, the another issue I want to I used to call him. You know, these are people, understand, they have already started to build, you know what he said? If you listen to him very clearly, that he's doing it so that so many people will vote.
In 2027, because they need 60 years to do 120 kilometers. Listen to this, it is 120 kilometers they want to do in 60 years. So. Meanwhile, Sokoto to Badagry, 1,000 kilometer road.
So it's a brand, they are branding them ahead of time. Understand? So Nigerians are feeling it. The one Calabar Coastal Road, I don't know if they have started that one. They keep on turning around to brand. Like let me also talk about the Wike. You know, Wike is doing all those that he's doing in Abuja because police army are following him up and down. Believe me, if you leave Wike in the front of those people, you cannot do anything. We all know that they are using this military as a cover up to do what they want to do. You see how he's telling the woman, shut up. You see, because I come out of the most important and you are talking to me. I was looking at him and say, these are taxpayers' money. You are wasting. Understand? Okay. Now he took land from Julius Berger, he took from other people, and he used that Julius Berger to be the judge's quarter. Okay, now the other I want to go to court. He's going to see all the same judges And they are using the land to give house. You see how fast Nigeria
and you are looking for investors. It's deceiving who. See, Adesa, thank you very much, Papa. Let me take another one. This line is not really good tonight. It's so kind of bad. I don't know why. But thank you so much for calling in, okay? Papa, you have a good one. Really sorry about that. So we had a very terrible line there with Adesa there. It never used to be like that. Something must be wrong. Either it's our network or its network. Something is just not right. And I hope we're able to get that right next time. Adesa made some very valid contribution there. Based on the conversation tonight, you will say, here is Charm. Is that you?
Yes, it's me. Good evening,
Charm. Someone, one of the viewers called in, I think it was 3 days ago, or maybe 4 days now. They were asking for you because they were surprised that they've not been seeing you. I was like, no, I mean, I heard from you at least last week now. So I'm glad you're here. So how are you?
I've been watching and catching up and, you know, following everything.
So just so you know that people actually notices if they don't see you. Just know that because you have become one of the prominent voices here. And it's such a pleasure to have you back, okay? Please.
It's a pleasure to be on this platform. I thoroughly enjoy my time when I'm here. There's so many things that make me unhappy, and I think just watching that section around the Islamization of Nigeria,
which they love to deny anyway.
Which they love to deny, but it's very clear that this is some kind of desire or ambition. Yes, ambition is the word. Yeah, there's an ambition to ensure that the whole of that region is under the rule of Sharia or Islamization, and you know the only thing I can think of, right, is I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people won't agree with me, but I really despise democracy as it is being practiced, especially in Africa.
You are like hating it every day. And that
exactly
is becoming so kind of like a legit as well. Like things happening just keeps making it like, no, I don't like this form of, you know.
No, I don't. With the stroke of a pen, you can decide that, you know, these people whose origins have never been around Islam did not have any kind of intention to become Islamic, but with the stroke of a pen, with the change of amendment of a constitution, automatically would mean that everyone is now under the rule. The eyes have it.
The eyes have it. All of us will have to comply.
All of us will have to comply, and you can't tell me that this is democracy. A government that says that I will no longer be able to exercise my own inalienable rights as a human being and as a human being and as you know, just even as a human being. Let me not talk about as an Igbo person. That I will no longer have the right to decide, okay, that I do not want to be in a certain place or practice a certain religion or to be under the thumb of a certain religion. This is what this version of democracy is creating in that region.
Yes. And I am fed up quickly as well. When they started their Sharia up north, they said it's going to be for Muslims only. Guess what? Most of those they've killed or they've armed.
Yes.
They are non-Muslims. Sharia was supposed to affect you if you are not a Muslim. Today,
absolutely,
they are destroying people's businesses because Sharia is against alcohol. These are people who are not Christian, who are not Muslims. So that's how they will say it to you, to some of our viewers who probably will say, but Sharia is for the Muslims. No, it's not. Nigerian version of Sharia.
It's not
a jihadist one, a terrorist one. It is not that that one you know in your Islam, okay? This one is an evil one that we have seen them try in northern Nigeria today.
And you know, like you said, this is MaiyegunDiary Politico. This is something that you covered, right? So we know, you and I know that this thing is not just exclusively for Muslims.
No.
They take it out and they include every other person.
That's right.
Whether or not, even as they're screaming at the top of their lungs, but I am not Muslim. Which means I'm allowed to do what I am doing because I am not part of your religion. But no, They still insist.
Yes.
You know, people, like you said, people have been killed.
Yes.
People have been maimed because of this so-called Sharia law, right? Even though they are not supposed to be covered by that law. So at this point in time, really, I think the point I'm trying to make is that I think there's a point where you have to say enough is enough. And I think we are there. Yeah, we're there. I think we're there. I believe we're there. You know, otherwise, if we say we're not there, then let us just leave everybody. Because like you said, they'll still pay off some useful idiots, and they'll let it pass. Let's know whether Nigerians will then wake up. Do you understand? And say, you know what? This is no longer a country. I no longer want to be part of this region if we're going to be covered by this so-called Sharia law. And something the previous caller said, that what has the Muslim ticket done for us? No, it has only brought poverty and everything. Listen, even if the Muslim ticket brought wealth, abundant wealth, do you understand? Everybody is, in fact, we are living in excess.
A lot of people will become Muslims like in this way. You know what
No,
Peter Obi said about this? I'll tell you something. He said, if there is a place where Muslims are getting cheaper fuel, cheaper food, and safe, in Nigeria today, a lot of people will turn to Muslim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What he's trying to say there is that these guys don't have religion to start with, okay? Because they do not care whether you are a Muslim or a Christian or whatever, whether you are a northerner, a southerner. These criminals don't give a damn. It's only foolish people that get deceived by them when they say, oh, I'm a Muslim, it's going to favor me. I'm a Yoruba, it's going to favor me. No, you are just a foolish person. These guys are only, your own intelligence, so to say.
You're an absolute tool, and because they recognize that you're an absolute tool, that is why they can come and tell you that you should vote along the I'm Yoruba, I'm Igbo, I'm this and that, so you have to vote for me, or I believe in a Muslim or whatever. It's because they know you're stupid. That's why they can come at you with some kind of low grade reason, and then you follow them and do all of that. But the point I'm trying to make is that at the end of the day, even if we're living in abundance, do you understand? I want to have my inalienable rights to be who I want to be. You can't make me. You shouldn't be able to make me. And no constitution under this, God's green earth should be able to dictate to me that I should become something that I do not want to be. So if you want a clear reason about as to why you don't have a country, this is one of it. This is one clear reason why you have to understand that Nigeria.